Okay. So I wanted to do a video about the Whittaker family. Once again, this is my second video on them. And from the last time that I talked about them, there was the whole situation with Larry Whittaker and Mark showing up and him actually not being dead, the fake death and the BJ and all the things going on with BJ grandkid, BJ boyfriend, and all of that, man. A lot of people was out there, and the comments went crazy on that last video, um, because it's one of those stories that I'm definitely gonna stay in tune with as much as I can. And the channel we're watching right now, this is Patrick and Eric. If you go to YouTube and you type Whittaker family, there's a channel that popped up about a month ago or some time ago, and they are, to an extent now, I think Mark's kind of out of the picture, as he wants to be out of the picture. He's kind of over it, and this channel pops up, and my immediate thought, because I had kind of left it alone. And like I said, it's one of them stories where I kind of like to see the update or see what's going on. I typed with the Whittaker family, and this channel popped up. And they actually have a Facebook channel, Whittaker Fam WV. I think maybe that. But these two guys here are Patrick and Eric, who run this channel. This is a video from 2 weeks ago in which they're doing something that I think that should be done in a situation like this. I believe you can't just put out content and gain off of something if people don't know anything about you. Like, nobody wants to support a faceless troll. People want to support the family, the Whittakers, but they don't want to support just faceless people uploading videos. So I feel like this video is very much needed. Let's start from here.
Hey everybody, we wanted to do this little video. It's been a crazy past 2 weeks. This thing came out of nowhere and skyrocketed. We wanted to introduce ourselves. There's been a lot of questions. Who are these guys? So this right here is Eric Carroll from Georgia, and my name is Patrick Rourke. I'm from Odd, West Virginia, and we hope you're doing well. And that will be...
When I initially saw this, that in itself, him being from Odd, West Virginia, he came right out the gate with it. He's from here. And I think that does play a part to public perception. Like I said, I feel like this video was needed. We want to know that whoever is on this voyage, on this journey, has some sort of, maybe attachment's not the word, but some sort of stock in what they're doing. There was a point where I seen a lot of videos, and they, from Tyler to that whole situation where there was a lot of people questioning Mark, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Let me just let him talk for a little bit. I'm doing too much. I'm on my commentary, man. Let me go.
Our first introduction into who we kind of are, because we like to joke around. I'm Eric Carroll. He's Patrick Rourke. But I've had so many people calling me Patrick, dude. I think it's because the past 2 weeks you had all these videos with you and Timmy, and then all of a sudden, who is this guy? So they was already trying to figure out who you were.
Yeah.
And now this comes in, and we had a lot to go over, guys. So, and we're gonna try to get out as much as we can, because there's been a lot of questions, and I understand why people are asking questions. So hopefully we can clear this up.
Rightfully so.
Tell everybody, and this is how I originally connected with you.
Okay.
I was just another guy on Facebook scrolling through there, and then I see your videos with Timmy, and I was like, I saw the way that Timmy connected to you in a way I've never seen him do before.
I love you too, bud.
The last video I saw of Timmy, or the first video I saw with Timmy when he was seeing Mark Laida from Soft White Underbelly, Timmy actually goes and crawls behind the recliner and he's hiding.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at me.
So they're talking about Timmy. They just showed the clip.
Yeah.
Very ashamed. And then I see these videos with you. Timmy's out. He's speaking.
Wild.
Why he is. People have no idea just how wild Timmy is. And I was like, this is a completely different human being.
Yeah.
But also, I know the, what's the word to put it? The sensationalism that's came along with the Whittakers, the way that they've been exploited, the way that people have put them out there, the GoFundMe, that neither of us are. We won't let that happen
That's
again.
a wrap.
And we'll touch on that in a little bit. But
So from this, I thought it was interesting because the comment section lights up at all times. The internet will do the internet, and and I'm not a big fan of content creators giving long explanations about things they say in comment sections, and responding to people who are, no offense, but a lot of us don't even have our own photo on our avatar. Some of these things, they don't need to be addressed, but this was one thing that I think maybe I don't look at. I'm not mad at Eric, if I can get the name right, on the left that we're seeing, or on the right. I don't know who's exactly wrote this comment, but I'm not mad at this channel for responding to this. And when it comes to Timmy and Patrick on the right, people are taking Eric say in this video that we just listened to, people were taking it as Eric's taking a pop shot or taking a jab at Mark because Timmy ran up under the thing, and now people see Timmy hugging and with Patrick. That's completely, to me, that's just crazy, man. The internet, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta be stopped. I don't see it. I don't see it. Just from watching the videos that I've watched from these two guys right here, I don't see that. I don't see ill intention. I don't see them taking this in the sensational aspect of the Whittaker family and doing this for the purpose of strictly monetary gain. Eric did state in his video that he does, he's been doing YouTube for 6 years. He has another channel, in which I don't know what his other channel is, but a lot of times I think the public can be real quick to jump on people in their position, and rightfully so, right? When you think about it, because they're almost, the Whittakers are to an extent, they're kind of, and I hate to say it, they're kind of ignorant to the way things are, it seems, at a certain point. There's not like a handler of the Whittakers. And even going back to the Tyler situation with Mark, and Mark allegedly responding somewhere around the long lines of they have an exclusivity, and this is going from Tyler, so take it with however you may. But saying to even think that there was a contract signed at any point in time from this family, when this family doesn't have anybody to procure their image, their likeness. You talk about sports, these college kids, there's a NIL deal, there's lawyer, there's things involved to block them from people who don't mean them any good or don't mean them, So on one hand, from my point of view, it's one of them things where how do you even go about that? Like, how do you? There's no way you can go about any type of contract situation with this family because I don't think anybody in this family is, for the lack of another way to say it, mentally strong enough to handle something like that. There would have to be some type of a state holder or someone who has the family's best needs at hand. And then on the other hand, with them not having all of their processes 100%, how do they even choose that or know to who to choose to do that? So this is what you end up with a Mark, a guy who just comes in there and out of the goodwill of his own of his own heart to come out here, though he's making content. Uh, I've heard the term content farming. You end up with the Mark, and although I don't, even though I don't think that's exactly, I don't think Mark's intentions were ever bad. And as Eric states in here in this video, he doesn't feel like Mark, is a terrible person. I don't think they are terrible people. I do think when it comes down to it, you would kind of want someone from this region with more of when it comes to Eric being from this place, it almost kind of makes more sense because with Mark it was like, and even with Mark it makes sense, but with Mark, having to fly out to here, fly out to there, controlling a GoFundMe for these people that stay thousands and thousands of miles away. It's a little different. Like he's from there. He knows, he Eric, he knows the area, he knows the people. So it kind of, you can maybe say it makes a little more sense, and I would maybe agree with you. But after seeing Mark do years and years of interviews with people, that's what he does. He talks to people. He's a photographer. He gets the soft white underbelly of America. That's literally his channel name. So that fits right along with his narrative. So I'm not going at either one of these people. I don't have really anything bad to say about either one of these guys. Uh, Salute to what Mark did. Salute to what Erick and Patrick are doing. Let's continue.
I'm protective of him too, and because I love this family, and I saw you, and I was like, I think this guy's got good intentions. See, here's the thing: I've already got a platform, guys. I've had a platform for the past 6 years, but I was going to interview you because there was a lot of similarities there. I come from the country too. I see stuff like that back home all the time.
Right.
Nothing sensational about it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're human beings, right. And this is a way of country living.
It's like the roller coaster that has been around the Whittaker family when it comes to the GoFundMe, all of that. The roller coaster that's been around it, I think the world, I can say the world wants to know that there's not anything going on that's fishy in that sea. BJ, I've seen the comments from the outpour from the people who are watching this family, which I admit it's been sensationalized, but I think that comes from just the nature of what we are seeing. But the public just wants to know that whoever is there in the place of a Eric, in the place of a Patrick, that there's not any ill intent because they don't deserve that. Timmy don't deserve that. I've seen a lot from, when it comes to Ray, definitely doesn't deserve that. These are innocent people. when it comes to the matriarch of the family, Miss Betty. I have seen the tides turn on public perception when it comes to her, because people are feeling like she knows more than she, you know, gives off. With the I don't know, like how I said on the last video, that's just how people are starting to feel. And when you give credit to people who have showed you something, and with Miss Betty, I don't know if I can completely put the onus on her for what happened with all of that money that Mark raised. It's tough because after she made the decision to have, the card or PIN number or wherever, however this money was getting to BJ, was getting to Larry, was getting to these different entities, and there may be others that we don't even know of that got access. Because after you tell someone one thing, if it's something simple, and this is just hypothetical, just imagine it's just physically having a card and mentally having a PIN number, and that's all it takes to get money from Mark's wires that he was sending this whole time. Mark was sending wires 2,000, 3,000. He showed that, and I believe he should have showed. I feel like he owed that to the public to show. When you crowdfund and you're crowdfunding for a purpose, if that purpose is not being met, if there is something fishy in the water, I do feel like you should show your receipts, and which Mark did. And so from there, it's like I think nobody really nobody really knows how this money was going out. But that's not what, like, the public, we hate to see that shit. I hated to see that shit when it comes to that money, because that was a lot of money. So yeah.
At the same time, a lot of people wouldn't know who this family was if it wasn't for Mark, and I appreciate that.
Right.
But Mark is the one that showed them, and now you're coming in and doing this, and so I look, man. Mark interviewed two of my friends, guys, like a month ago in Soft White Underbelly, that were on my show years ago that I helped bring out into the front. Jeff Younger, Harrison Tinsley, and I'm not going to go too into it, but these are fathers that have been fighting for their sons to keep them from getting their privates chopped off and turned into girls. I have been helping for years when nobody would get those stories out. And that was a passionate thing that I did with Dad Talk. A 7-year-old boy, his mom literally wants to cut his penis off and pump him full of hormones. He spent $1.5 million fighting against it. And they was on my show first. And now they were on Mark's. Do you think I'm angry about that? I'm absolutely thrilled that he gave them a platform. And I hope they continue to get more and more platforms, because.
And see, even with that, people may take that as him saying, I did it first, but I don't take it like that. I feel like Eric is strictly giving an example and saying, just because such and such, just because, let me use my words, just because such and such was on my show back then, and then Mark gets them, I'm not going to be mad about that. And that goes to say, just because Soft White Underbelly brought the world the Whittakers, and now they're on my channel, nobody should be mad about that, in which we shouldn't. We shouldn't. I mean, I can completely understand why Mark doesn't want to deal with the family. It's just too much. Like, and you look at Mark, man, with all he's gone through, with his ex-girlfriend, rest in peace to her, and how that situation happened and him breaking that down on camera, that's crazy. From that to all of the interviews and things and money he's given out, for these interviews and people's time and things like that. This is what he does. So a lot of this comes with it, but I think it takes a very special person to do what Mark's doing. When it comes to the audience who views what Mark's doing, I don't like a lot of the comments that I see. I'm not gonna lie, and I understand why Mark turns off his comment section when it comes to some of these interviews, uh, because you really will see like the soft white underbelly that Mark is portraying or Mark is presenting to the audience. You will see the same soft white underbelly inside of the comment section, and it's very very hypocritical some of the times how people the difference in the comment sections. Like you'll have a pimp who he's interviewing. This is the soft white underbelly of America. Pimps, the culture of it. And you'll also, when it comes to, you could have from that, you go to a child molester or someone who has done some evil deed, dealt in child porn. And the comments from the person who's the child molester will have more positive comments than of the pimp. So it's like sometimes I read the comments, I'm like, what? And you have there's the trolls out there. That's why you can't put too much stock into it. But it does. I do feel like the comments are sort of a microcosm of society as a whole to an extent, because we know people love attention and some people just type things for attention. So I will say that.
I'm not looking at me. I want them to save their kids, dude.
Yeah, right.
And the more people that can
that by the way, that situation that Eric just explained is crazy. Crazy. Yeah. We're gonna continue though.
But I want to make sure, because I want to squash this, guys. This is not a competition. I have nothing but respect for him. And Mark, if you see this, I'd love to talk to you one day. And I'm sure, that family would love to see you and everything. But we're not going to get in the middle of that.
And they actually did. Eric did talk to Mark. I think they said 2 days after this video was filmed, Eric did have a conversation with Mark. So I just want to put that out there.
That's just drama that people are trying to get us in and making it like there's going to be this battle. Ooh, he's going to be mad at you. Well, I hope not, because if he cares for the family, so far we've done nothing but love them and treat them like the beautiful human beings that they are. That's it. And I don't think we need to ever say anything.
And the reason why I really, because, when it comes to that Tyler dude, the reason why I'm focusing on this channel, which if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the Whittaker family, type Whittaker family in and subscribe to this channel. The Tyler guy, the reason why I never really delved into the content he made about Mark and about the Whittakers period is because I'm gonna just be honest. Some content creators, when I watch them, I just get a bad vibe from. So, and after seeing, when I did get that vibe, like, this guy, then seeing this, it's a complete 360. And that's why I do support this channel. That's why I'm doing this video, basically, Salute to Mark for what he did. And all respect to him for what he continues to do. I will continue to watch his channel. I've seen people say things about his channel, and I kind of get where they're coming from with some of their premises about just the nature of what he's doing. But all in all, I think Mark is a good dude. Erick and Patrick, I think they're great guys, who are doing content that I can't really say nothing bad about. But the Tyler dude, keep it over there. I'm cool on that.
Anything about that again.
No, we're done with that.
We're done with it. At the same time, some of the comments, dude, that I have seen people
Crazy
saying about the family, And you know, I was aware of this because I've been through it for a long time with dad talk. Dads get a lot of heat. You can't read the comments. If you do, it'll drive you crazy. I actually learned that one from Joe Rogan, and I never understood what he was talking about until I was doing something on social media. There's a lot of good with social media. There's a lot of negative. That person in the
Right.
comments that is not here, that's not involved in the process, seeing the challenges, investing their own
Right.
time, they can
Right.
say whatever they want to say because that's just a cheap person behind a keyboard.
Yep.
But getting here is a different story. But what has that been like for you, dude? Seeing so like the most hurtful.
Ultimately, that's you know, that's what we got to deal with when it comes to social media. When you go to this channel, I'm gonna just go through the channel a little bit. Whittaker family, I like the little animation they got, man. Ray's doctor visit. He finally goes to, get that knee checked out that we've been knowing about. This interview, Facebook Live with Betty and Larry. Of course, you can see right there how much I watched of it. But when I was watching that, when it comes to the Ray, I know when it comes to the Larry, and I don't know. The thing about it is they have definitely aged. Like Larry has aged since we first seen him. I feel like he used to be a little bit more clairvoyant when it comes to just the way it's just a little bit more clear with his speech. And in this, I give it to Eric for working through this live. But it's points where Ray is talking, and it's just like, man, it's just hard to understand. Um, and I actually didn't watch the complete interview. I watched about 40 minutes of it. Um, and one thing about Larry, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Larry. I guess he said something about Mark in here. I don't know. I never really got it, but the Whittaker family should have nothing to say about Mark. Larry, however he got on that, and I hopefully I'm not just going off of an assumption from a faceless avatar when they're saying it, but there were some comments talking about it, talking about something I guess Larry had mentioned, and there's nothing Larry can say as far as towards Mark. There's nothing that Betty can say towards Mark. Should be all appreciation. I would hope it's all appreciation, but we'll see in the future. I'll continue to watch this. I got some, I guess, catching up to do when it comes to the Whittaker family. I just wanted to make this video real quick, and yeah, man, share what I've seen and give my opinion on what I have seen. Give a little commentary, but yeah, man, YJ, I'm up out of here, and I see y'all next time.